Hello everybody, how is it going? My name is Lucas and welcome to another episode of Amps in the Axe FX3. Today we are going to be checking out the 100 watt Marshall Plexis. Last episode we looked at the 50 watts, now we're finishing off with the 100 watts. And guys, if this is your first time here or if you've been here before guys, please consider hitting that subscribe button. I do lots of cool stuff. I do Axe FX reviews, I do gear tutorials, and do giveaways from time to time. I don't want you to miss any of that cool stuff. So without further ado, let's check out the 100 watt Marshall Plexis. So unlike the 50 watts, the 50 watt ones we had like 7 of them. And this is the originals. These are not any reissues. We also do have reissues. I covered that in one of the first episodes of Amps Axe FX3. I'll put that up top and at the end of the video if you want to check that out. So for the 100 watts, we have a 1970 100 watt EL84. We have a 1969 100 watt high treble. We have a 1969 normal and high channels. Jumpered. Jumpered is when you... If you come over to your EX amp guide, you see how it has two right here? It's when you like jump them like this or like this. So when you jump them and you get access to both of the inputs there. You'll see that whenever we check it out. And we also have the 196900 watt normal channel. So enough of me talking. Let's check the 1970 EL84 Marshall Plexi. I'm using a parts caster. It's a 2020 Fender player body with a normal standard pickups with a Warmouth roasted maple neck with some Godot tuners. And for the IR, same as last time, using ML Mega Green, which is a Mesa oversized 12 cab with some of the best Celestian greenbacks ever made. And I love this IR. It works great for lower gain type of things. It works great with the Plexi. Your favorite IR with greenbacks in it, or any type of Celestian of that flavor will work great with a Plexi. Any of them will work great. I just like this one the best. Okay, enough of me talking. Let's hear it sound. So, the 70 EL84, as Cliff says in the Axe FX wiki right here, you can't see the URL, but this is the Axe FX wiki. Check here if you want like some cool stuff. Everything about the amps you could ever want, like super detailed stuff, is definitely here. The 70 SOP, which that's the super lead Plexi. That's the one that is super famous. That's the one that Eddie Van Halen used when he used his Variac to get his Brown Town. It has a darker, smoother sound than earlier Plexis, and I do have to agree. This one, it's very smooth, is what strikes me, and it's jumped. It doesn't say it right here, but it is jumped because you have access to both of the drives right here. It's a dead giveaway for it. I dial everything in from authentic, so the master is always going to be at 10 since this is a non-master volume amp. This is just, I kind of dial in how I would dial in a normal amp. This one's actually kind of easy to dial in. I didn't mess the output EQ. I just took a little bit of mids out. I did it for pretty much like every one of them. I just scanned through it in case I'm gonna forget to show this again. So I just took out varying amounts of mids. The one, especially in Plexis, like the 250 to 125 range, there's so much in there. So I always take some out just to kind of unmuddy a little bit. It gets really insane the more you push the drive knobs. So let's move on to the 1969 Nice. This is the HT channel. It's the high treble channel. So you have like the normal channel. This is the high treble. So for this one, I did something a little bit different. I cranked all of the knobs, kind of like how most people do on a Plexi, but I lowered the treble and the presence since it has tons of brightness already. This one is interesting. So it's kind of bright by nature, so you kind of have to be careful with it. Now, if you crank the drive more, you get more of those mids, and it'll kind of make it less harsh. But I like to keep myself kind of low, so I put it around 3 because I think is where, to me, it sounds best. And I just drop the treble and I drop the presence. And since I'm using single coils on here, I find it kind of balances everything out. By the way, a little disclaimer, I am not a Plexi aficionado by any stretch of the means. I'm just kind of dialing them in the way they sound good on here, kind of just taking a simple approach to them, because Plexis are kind of simple amps at heart. No master volume, just one drive, just bass, middle, treble. They're kind of simple, so I didn't really try to get super complicated with it. That was a 69 high treble. This is the 69 jumped. So as I was just saying before, it's when you take the 2 inputs and you kind of like slave them together type of thing. So this is what it's going to be jumped. And I think the jumped mode is kind of one of the more popular ways that people like their Plexis. I really like the jump mode on the 69. Let's check it out. I like this jumped one too. I find it's very similar to the high treble one, but this one kind of strikes a perfect balance for me. As you can see, I have the drives kind of like perfect. I don't know perfect, but they're kind of in the same position. So basically, just kind of critique them to however your guitar responds to it. This guitar tends to be a little bit bright for the single coils and just kind of how it is. So the very last one we're actually going to be checking out, looking at the 100-watt Plexi. Now, this is the normal channel. So, to me, the normal channel is kind of the, excuse my French, the bastard child of the Plexi world, because it was on the original amp, and I like that Cliff put all the possible modes of the Plexi on the Axe-Fx, but it's kind of hard to find a use for it, for me, anyway. So I turned the bass all the way down on this one, because the normal channels do tend to be kind of like bassy. I put the mid and the treble all the way up and the presence all the way up. And I find it's kind of like, it is the opposite of the treble channel, but it's in the complete opposite way was what I mean. Since treble channel is really bright, this one's kind of dark. And I'll cycle through my pickups, and I'll throw a drive on too, so you can see what that sounds like. And that is the normal mode. It's very laid back. You put a drive on it. You get a little bit more gain, but you can throw a little bit more mids in there. To me personally, out of the 100-watt ones, I think I like the 71 the best. Just because it has a little bit different flavor. And it feels a little bit smoother. Just sitting in my room, using my parts caster, just feels a little bit more smoother to me. But they're all they're all really good. So literally just pick the one that works best with your guitar and your pickups. If you have any Plexi tips or tricks that you use on the Axe Effects, even on your real life Plexis that you like to use in the digital realm, let me know in the comments down below. Like I said, I am not a Plexi aficionado. I will never claim to be. So if I miss some stuff, let me know. I'm just trying to kind of dial them in the way I think that they sound the best. And guys, that is it. We have reached the end of the Plexis. I'm pretty sure we're not going to run into another Plexi in the Axe Effects. We have so many in here. They all sound so good, but I'm pretty sure this is the end of the Plexis, I think, anyway. Guys, if you thought this video was cool, leave me a thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate it. Coming up in the next couple amps of the Axe Effects 3, we are getting to some of my favorite amps in the entire Axe Effects itself. We are going to be we have the Porta bass, which is it's an MPEG bass amp, one of the rare, we run into a bass amp out of the mini guitar amps we have in here. Some Fender Princetons, and oh boy, the PV5150. Is one of my favorite amps, and here's one of my favorite amps in real life too. I have a combo sitting over there of this. We're gonna run into the Recto, the Bogner Shiva, the Ruby Rocket, the Soldano, the Splon. Lots of good stuff. We have some Mesas coming up, and we're coming up on the end of the amps of the Axe Effects 3. This is kind of sad, kind of happy at the same time, because closing on the end, but we have some really cool amps coming up. But guys, that's it. Thank you so much for sticking around and watching this video with me. I really do appreciate it. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.